This video is sponsored by Train World, America's discount model train store since 1968.
Hey everybody, it's Jimmy from the DIY and Digital, and it's time for another layout update. Welcome back everybody. First of all, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you are eligible for the 10,000 subscriber giveaway sponsored by Train World. Those guys were awesome enough to give me a couple prizes to give away, and you can check those out as well as see how to enter at the link right up here as well as in the description below. Speaking of Train World, they are in the New York City metro area, so please keep them in your thoughts and prayers. Okay, so today we're going to be taking a look at what's been going on the layout. I've actually gutted a section of the layout to completely redo it, and I've also been doing a lot with 3D printing, so let's go ahead and check it out. Alright, so the first thing you're really going to notice, obviously, is that I have completely and utterly changed my little town scene. And this was done because I really wanted to do some new buildings. I'll go ahead and tell you a little secret. Some of those buildings I built in 6th grade, and I've just had them in storage until I brought those buildings back out. So they weren't put together the best way, so I really just decided to design all these buildings to print for the town scene itself. And these are also some of the buildings that I'm going to hopefully be selling on Etsy, and you can see several of them in various stages of completion right here. And that's really what I have been doing. You can also see some space for my buildings 5 and 6. For instance, right here, this is where the catty-corner building 6 is going to go. And you can also take a look and see where I am placing building number 5. Now there's actually going to be 3 of these right here. It's going to be 3 row homes, and that is where building number 5 is going to go. So that's what's been going on my layout. I've had a lot of work with 3D printing going on, specifically because I've had a little bit extra time in quarantine, and I've really wanted to get 3D printing perfected because one of the big things that I wanted to do with 3D printing was 3D print buildings. And being able to do my entire town scene with 3D printed buildings is something of a goal of mine. And I hope eventually I can sell those to you guys. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you guys what I've been working on in terms of the Etsy store that I mentioned. So these are all right here. I've got 10 different test models of what I've called building number 2, and that is actually the building that you guys have seen me light up before. But I'm going to go ahead and bring this over here. And so this is building number 2. I've coated it with a gray primer. Now what these are is, I haven't fully sanded the bottoms yet, but these are what I'm going to call imperfect models. And I figured a lot of you guys, you know, you either can fix up sections or you're okay with a few imperfections that you can cover up and do that kind of stuff. So what I'm going to do is, rather than trashing all of my 3D prints that were close but no cigar, I'm going to sell them at a discounted rate, calling them factory imperfect or imperfect prints. So this one is an imperfect print because some of the supports were removed right there, and it's got a little bit of a dimple right there. I can show you some more examples of imperfect prints. So you can see this one right here, it had an issue with, right there, you can see that little line right there. This one had an issue in the print where a vertical line went up it, so that'd be another imperfect print. But overall, there's no real difference in the quality of the detail. It's just that it had some imperfections. So selling these at a significantly discounted rate will not only allow you guys to get some stuff that you can play around with, but it also gives you a model that you can work on your techniques without worrying about spending a ton of money. So you can work on your brick detailing, because I've got brick in here. You can work on your painting techniques without spending a ton of money on a model and ruining a model. So I'm planning on selling these for under $10. So this will give you something that you can really try and hone techniques on, or if you want to work on them and get them to where they're good on your layout too. That's another thing. So these are going to be under $10. All right, so let's talk about a few more of the building models. Now, you guys have seen building 3. This is one I just did some quick spray painting up of, and it's actually done with a clear resin. So, and I'm going to end up printing everything in a gray resin just for lighting purposes, because this clear resin is really clear and it's really hard to get to where you can block light through the walls. But this is building number 3. It's a 5-story building, and personally very happy with the way that building has come out. And this is pretty close to what it's going to look like on my layout. So Now, the one I haven't shown in too much detail is actually what I call building number 4. This is building number 4, and it's got the really long storefront with 2 more floors, and then just 2 sides, and then the standard back door, and then all the other windows, and then a side door right here. I haven't finished the bottom yet, but this is going to be building number 4. It's going to stretch along the main street right there, and overall this looks very, very good. I'm very happy with it. I haven't gotten to printing building number 5 or 6. Building number 5 is actually a row house or a little town home that's going to be in a set of 3 that are going to be in the little downtown area. And building number 6 has a catty-cornered entrance. So haven't gotten around to fully finishing the detail before I print them. But I will go ahead and show you guys building number 7. And 7's going to be the last one I designed of the towns for a while. I'll probably design more eventually, but this is building number 7. It literally finished this morning, so go ahead and show you guys. It's very similar to building number 1, except it has 4 windows and it has a little bit more roof detail right there, or finish detail. Again, I haven't finished this one yet, but it came off very cleanly, which I'm very, very happy about. And I just finished curing it a couple hours ago, and I'll be painting it soon. But this is building number 7, and I'm very happy with that. Now, I know a lot of you have asked about HO scale models. The bottom line is printers like the Anycubic Photon, the Elegoo Mars, and all those just do not have the build volume to print a pre-made building like this one. So what I tried was I tried my FDM printer, my Flashforge Finder, and I wanted to see if it would print off a building, and this is what I tried. I tried a version of building 1. Now, this one was printed on the fastest setting, so the detail wasn't there, and I also had to remove all of the brick detail as well because the building wouldn't get that, and the supports would just be insane. But here is the model. I can show you guys up close. I didn't really clean it or prep it just because I kind of wanted to show what you're gonna have to go through to get one of these models clean and ready to sell. And it's great, it's fine to do once or twice, but doing this over and over and over and over and over again is something that I'm just not gonna do. So I was trying to figure out, how can I do this? Can I sell it as a kit? Can I do all sorts of different things? But I'm just not gonna get the detail out of an FDM print that I'm gonna get out of a resin print, and that's the bottom line. And until recently, the problem with that is to get a printer that was big enough to print in resin, an HO scale building, you were gonna have to spend a lot of money. And right now, I am waiting on the price announcement and the release date announcement of the new Elegoo Saturn. The Elegoo Saturn is going to be a medium format printer. It's going to be able to print 3 times the size that Anycubic Photon or an Elegoo Mars can print. By the time this video is released, they should have already announced the price, and they'll be starting pre-orders in June of 2020. But that's going to give me hopefully enough space to be at least able to print some of these buildings. I do not think this building, building number 3, is going to be able to print entirely. What I may do is just try and divide it. Actually, I have no idea how I'm going to print one of these in HO scale. It may just be one that I don't offer in HO scale. But the rest of them I should be great at doing, but that's what I've been going on. I've really been trying to tweak and test and figure out 3D printing so that I can start not only putting these buildings on my layouts, but getting them out to you guys for the guys that want them. I know that there's a lot of interest in that, so hopefully soon I'll be launching. I want to make sure everything's right, and I finally perfected the building number 2 model. So all of these factory imperfect models, I've got the supports done, I've got the prints where it prints flawlessly. These are going to be coming out hopefully soon. They'll be hopefully coming up first. The fast food restaurant, I really haven't gone into full-blown rapid fire testing, so that's what I have going on there. But that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I know it wasn't too much layout and it's more 3D printing, but I've gotten more of these buildings complete and I've done more testing, so hopefully coming to the layout soon. Hopefully you'll see them at the end of June at the next layout update, or early July. So that's what I've been going on. Also, I just want to show you guys the final product of that detailing of the interior. You can see I now have everything attached. I actually came up with a cool way of doing this. I put double-sided tape to adhere the layers to each other. I used white glue to put in the backgrounds and everything, but this double-sided tape has been holding extremely well. I mean, I can jostle this around a great deal. And you can see I actually used a little bit of plastic in there to do the windows. So that's another thing that I've got worked out as I'm working on detailing these models a bit more. And you can see I've got the lights and everything, so you'll be seeing that get lit up here probably in another layout update or two. So if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you're eligible for the 10,000 subscriber giveaway sponsored by Train World. And while you're at it, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that bell icon so you don't miss any more updates, including when I do more 3D printing of model buildings. Until next time, stay safe. I'm Jimmy from the DIY and Digital. Happy railroading.